All right. He got it? Oh, he got it. Okay, let's see. All right. James is on his way. Malachi is on his way. Norm got the picture in picture. Let's see. That's cool, Mo. I heard you. I'm going to address it. Don't you worry about that. You good. All right. All right, so we're still waiting for 2 people to come because they'd actually text saying they're pretty much here. I'll give them not too much longer. But I want to thank you all for coming out. We do have food provided. We're going to get through the interest meeting part first, and then we're going to get to the team meeting. So if you're interested, you can still stay for the team meeting. If not, that's fine. If you just want interest, you can stay in that interest. All right, now, I'm actually on 2 systems because I'm being difficult. But in the meantime, hey, what's up, man? Do you see Malachi out there by chance? All right, well, you said you're 5 minutes out. He said he's on his way. So we're going to go with those who are here. All right, let's go ahead and pray. Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the individuals to be here as we continue with media operations for your kingdom. Be of those who are interested. I pray that the delivery is acceptable to them. Pray you be with me as I try to the best of my ability to articulate what we are doing here at Southside Media Team and how we can use them. There's always a place for them. Be with those who are still on their way and be with us always. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So, welcome to the media team meeting. 2 different, okay, boom, boom. All right, so this is actually a cool time because this is a full year that the media team's been in operation since I've taken over. That's not a gloat to me, that's just stating facts, all right? So this is a media team interest and meeting. So interest for those who are interested, you're curious, you wanna know what we do, and for the team itself as what we're gonna be doing moving forward. There is food provided, so once we get through this, we'll eat, and then we'll come back and have the actual team meeting, all right? So, oh, right, because I'm on the wrong thing, wait. Okay, Mo, are you on this? I need you to click the PowerPoint on the far right screen. All the way to the right. 1 second, and Trail's gonna come take a look. Oh, the military. You know, I changed this around just right. There we go. All right, we're back. All right, so that's exactly what I want. Let's just not touch that computer and come back into the sanctuary. That's fine. He can stay disconnected from the WhatsApp. We're gonna get going, and we're gonna fix it when we go on break. So that's not a problem. All right, cool. All right. So, all right, now we're back, and yeah, media team interest meeting. So these are gonna answer your questions, what we do, what we want to do, where we're gonna go, all these different types of things, and we are streaming this. I don't typically stream my meetings just because technology changes so fast, and other elements that we may get into. So, all right, media team meeting. So here is our team photo from 2024. All right, I always do team photos. I think it's important that people know who we are and what we do, okay? So I like photos. If you don't like photos, that's too bad. I mean, you don't have to take one, but it really brings the element of cohesiveness together, okay? I have there's very few rules on the media team when it comes to the team, and the number one rule is, okay, yeah, this is awful. I can see why he's having problems. Can the people hear the preacher in the sanctuary? That's the only rule that matters. All right. I know we have online, we have Southside everywhere, we have other engagements and people, and that's wonderful. The bottom line is, can people hear the preacher in the sanctuary? Because if they can't hear the preacher in the sanctuary, nothing else really matters. All right. I know that Southside everywhere may not like that, and we can have a conversation about that. But that's the truth. If people can't hear the preacher, then what are we doing? So that's really the baseline. Nothing else matters. The lighting doesn't matter, the streaming doesn't matter, whatever else we got. On websites, all that doesn't matter. Can the people hear the preacher in the sanctuary? All right, so who are you? When it comes to the media team, there's a certain group of people you're going to be dealing with the most. Those people are on this list, all right? Brother Thomas, obviously our senior minister, Brother Dixon, an executive minister. Tiffany Harris, Director of Ministry Support. She's right here in the audience. Quintella Williams, Executive Assistant to the Minister. Candace Blunt, Secretary, and Chester Neal Mayfield Jr., Deacon and Communications Worship Leader. Now, we also have, other staff and other leaders at Southside, but these are the people you're going to be dealing with the most. Now, drilling down a little bit more to what exactly we do, specifically myself and Tiffany. So I, as the IT director, I maintain the computer systems, I maintain the church's digital footprint. Anything with a digital fingerprint in and out of this building, I'm responsible for, okay? I make sure that everyone can use the technology provided to accomplish their objectives, and I introduce new technology to the organization as a whole. All right, that's what I do. What Tiffany does is more so on the ministry support and logistical flow of operations, right? She encourages members to be trained, members and staff to be trained, introduces the technological procedures. How do we use this product at the church, right? And incorporating this new technology to different ministries, not just media, all right? So while I'm more, I guess, analytical, she's more operational. Is that a good thing? Okay. All right. Operations, general operations. Tiffany, myself, and Kente talk a lot. All three of us kind of form like the general operations of a media team. You're going to have your internal, which is going to be more so Tiffany and Kente doing things internally, right, inside of the church to people. You're going to have myself and Kente more externally, outside, coming into the church. All right, but we all talk together, we all work together, we all have our little circle here. So that's general operations of what we do. Now, when it comes to media itself, you got to identify what it can do. You can do audio, you can do websites, you can do live streaming, social media, file sharing, lighting, podcasts, and much, much more, okay? There's just a bunch of pictures here, but when you think about media, what can it do, all right? The next thing is identify what you want to do or what you might want to do, okay? Nothing's worse than doing something that you don't want to do, but nothing's better than doing something that you love to do. So you have to identify what you want to do. I don't like this. We're going to change this clicker because it's broke. So here's an example. Excuse me. Here's an example of what other people on the media team have done on the media team. Okay, they've identified their purpose. Are you interested or are you just here? Okay, then I want you to move forward actually right now. If you're not interested, that's fine. You can leave. But if you are interested, being back on your phone isn't going to work. What's your name? What's your name? What? Julio? Welcome. All right. I know this is interest, but if you're not interested if you're back there on your phone. What were you doing back there? What?
His mom reached out to see if he was here.
Oh, great. You can tell her you're here, and you can tell her you move forward and you're engaged. That's what you can tell her. Now, here's some, do you like media? What about media do you like? Streaming and? Social media. you and I got to talk after this, because that's where we need help. You understand where I'm coming from? You're not in trouble, bro. I'm just we need help, and we need people, and you like social media, so this is the place to be. So let me show you what other people on the team have done when they've came to the team, all right? They identified their purpose, they identified their want, they identified their desire, what they wanted to do. You understand what I'm saying? All right, check this out. Now, before I go into that, there is a media space that we actually have here on campus. It's a space just for us, the media team. We can do whatever we want. It's our space. It doesn't look like this exactly right now. We made some changes, but this is where we go to like lab and kind of practice everything, all right? So what I said was, I got invited to do a speech at another Church of Christ in Atlanta, Renaissance Church of Christ, okay? And they said, okay, well, give us a photo to be put on the flyer. And I'm like, well, I don't know anything about photography. Well, we had 2 people on the team who do know about photography, all right? And I said, hey, I'm doing something. Can you guys help me? We might be able to do something like this. They said, okay, no problem. And what you see here on that green is me. That was taken right in that lab. Might even been on that green screen. And ultimately added on to the flyer. Those 2 brothers down there, Brother Hayward and Daniels, same thing. They got their picture on the flyer too. We did the same thing here that they did, that they had their media team or tech team do. We did the same exact thing, all right? And we had Sister Jackson help us. We had Brother Glenn Bateman help us, and we can do it. Got the same thing they got, all right? So as a result, when you start changing things and start introducing things and it looks well, people start asking questions, all right? People start asking questions. Specifically, can we fix that lighting, right? Can we make these pictures online? You get people involved. You have to show people what you can do or what you want to do and how it can benefit, right? And this turns into essentially a full ministry within under 4 months, okay? Brother Dixon, Brother Thomas were interested. Like, hey, what can we do? It's like, all right, well, this is what we did without any support. It was just people's personal equipment. But if we had real equipment, we can do something more. They said, okay, here you go. Now we got to, follow through the paperwork and all that. But ultimately, we got a camera, a professional grade camera, right? We got a lens, and we wound up taking pictures of the whole staff and putting it on that board right there. All right, do you see where I'm coming from? Okay. Next, I said, okay, photo's cool, but I want to move on to something different. I want to do a podcast, all right? I got the attention of 2 more people on the team who have radio DJ type experience. What's up, man? I said, hey, man, I want to do a podcast. I don't know how it's going to be. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know really anything. I just know I want to get on air because everybody else is doing it. Why can't we do it? I made a flyer. I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. We got together. We got involved. We started talking. And not even, 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, we did our own podcast. Done. This is not hard. We had our own podcast with people on the media team who have talent, who have skill, who want to use it, and they came in, right? We can do it. It's the same thing. This is not hard, all right? But you have to have a desire. You have to want to do this, all right? And again, people start asking questions. Brother Thomas said, oh, say word. Right? The only difference between this and the other thing is it's a different branch of media. The first one was photography. This one's radio or podcasting online, whatever. What's next? Again, identifying what media can do and then identifying what you want to do. Now, if you have no experience coming to the team, that's no problem, all right? We will train and teach you what you need to know. We have processes and procedures, checklists. You're going to hear me say that a lot, on step-by-step actions of what to do. But you have to be here, okay? Do I get into that now? Yeah, you have to be here. If you're not here, you're going to miss things, all right? This isn't really a remote type of thing, although we do have people who are remote, but they're also engaged. You have to be here, you have to be hands-on, you have to be active. All this sitting in the back, I'm here, I'm not here, I'm lukewarm. No, that's not happening. At least on my team, it's not happening. Okay. All right. So going to that, this is where it becomes a little uncomfortable, but this is what we have to talk about. Accountability. All right. Now, this is a system that Tiffany and I are working on. It's clunky. It's not the best, but it is better than where we were before. We are at a point right now in this church where we need coverage for certain things, right? If it's Sunday, if it's Wednesday, if it's special events, if it's big events, the showing up last minute, doing it when I feel like it type of thing, like I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, I would rather you not be here than do you show up last minute, how can I help? Because in my mind, I got to make sure everything else, the gears are turning properly. Does that make sense? All right. So and I know it's clunky. We're working on it. The One Church sign up, you have been getting emails or texts, or hopefully both, for activities that are coming up that the media team needs support for or coverage for. All right. It's on you to accept or reject. Many of you are just not doing anything because you're not checking it or you're not thinking about it. And that's not okay, but I get it because it's clunky right now. But as we get better with this, I'm going to expect this to be done. All right. So this is accountability now. Next is on the media team, we have really 4 methods of communication, right? We have One Church, we have email, we have text, and we have a WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group for this dynamic of people seems to be working the best. Okay, for whatever reason, you're not checking emails, you didn't get the text, whatever it is, WhatsApp, the whole group gets it, and I don't have to worry about you saying, oh, I didn't get the message because somebody else said, oh, I got it, right? Accountability, all right? You need to be on these messages. You need to be involved. And I get that you can't check your email and these types of things like that, but at some point, you're going to hit a wall where everybody's going to be in a know and you're not, and I'm going to ask you why. And I want an answer. There's a pair of scissors there. It's no secret that I have no problem cutting people. At all. And this is not to deter you or, make you feel scared or whatever. It's to set expectations, okay? I don't want dead weight. And I think personally, this is not Southside, this is not leadership, this is not Tiffany, this is Holder Stephen D saying it. I think a lot of people in ministry just want to be in title or in name. Oh, I'm on that team, haven't done anything. I'm going to know what you're doing and what you're not doing. And again, this isn't a reprimanding thing. It's just kind of to set expectations. You come here, you're going to work. All right? More accountability. Skill matrix. This is a matrix of everybody on the team and their skill set. Very simple. Red, yellow, green, and then lead, and then not interested. I don't know what you know. You may not know what you know. What you think you know may not be what you need to know. All right? So we have a matrix. Very, very simple, Website, stage lights, whatever, social media, everything there is color coordinated. This is black for everybody in the house because this is streaming, and I don't want to put your stuff out there like that. That's why the last name is black there. But everybody is on this, right? And it can give me a quick glimpse at where you're at and where you say you want to be at, okay? We got more accountability, right? Team projects are very important because it gets you involved and gets you doing more than just the regular Sunday or Wednesday service events, right? Very simple. In each of our rooms that we have on campus, there's a cork board. In each cork board, there's a picture, your picture with your project. Find your picture, find your project. You don't remove your project. I'll remove your project. Because in your mind, you might think you're done, but in my mind, you didn't even start, okay? The date of that project is known. The date of it being due is known. This is information you're going to have up front, and I try and give you at least a month or maybe a month or two to give you time. I know people have school and work and kids, and it's not. I don't want to be so rigid, but again, you got to have some sort of measurement here. And there's flexibility, right? If things come up, if you're sick, if your kids or whatever it is, listen, no problem. Say, hey, Steve, I got to extend my project. Can I get an extension? No problem. That's fine. But if it's there and you haven't said anything, because trust me, I know that is there and I have it also written down, I'm going to know if you're doing something or not. All right. So just leaving it there, hoping that it disappears is not going to happen here. That's not going to happen. All right. Also, accountability. There's a lot of accountability on this team because we do so much that we just can't have these holes, all right? Communication. Now, if you work in a regular office, you may have heard your manager or supervisor or something called a one-on-one. It's essentially you sit down with your manager and you talk specifically about your issues or your goals or whatever it is that you want. I actually instituted that here because I wasn't getting enough information, and asking people wasn't giving me what I want. So I'm going to sit down with you. And you do have a voice, right? I don't want this to be a dictatorship or anything else that's just, pointing the finger at. I don't want that. This is supposed to be a team effort. Everybody comes together. Everybody has a role. But I won't know that role unless you tell me. And most people just don't tell you anything unless you ask them directly. So you have a voice, and there is absolutely communication, communication here with our one-on-ones. I've done it with some of you. I haven't done it with all of you. I'm trying to get through everybody to get it done, though, okay? All right. Now, if you come to a situation where you want to actually go to the next level, like you're going to hit the wall, like, hey, this is cool, but this is low level, and I want to get to the next level, right? I'm tired of just clicking on this and then having these lights move. How can I change these lights? How can I move these lights? How can I have them operate with noise, lighting as an example? Well, we will train you, but there's going to come a ceiling that we hit too that we just don't know. So how do you go to the next level? And you can take this even in your corporate life. You get a diploma and go to school. You can get training. You can just get lucky. You know somebody who knows somebody. You can get certified, right? These are the ways that you kind of go to the next level. There may be more, but for our purposes, these are the next 4 ways. Now, I'm tell you right now, Southside is not sending you to college to do lighting. We're not sending you to college to do audio. We're not sending you to college to do live streaming or social media. We're not doing that, all right? Not because we don't love you, but there's other things that we have to address, right? The community and getting people in, and if anything, saving souls, getting people in the water. So college is not happening. Getting certified, again, not specifically happening, and we love you to death. Maybe you have luck, maybe you don't. Once all those are extinguished, the only thing that we can do is really train you. All right. Now, we offer reimbursement training classes, but again, you gotta put the work in. You gotta be involved. You have to show progress. You have to want to do this. We want you to be successful. All right. So we will offer reimbursement training classes by the following way, which is through Udemy. Udemy is an online learning platform. Okay. It is self-paced, and you must be disciplined. If you are not that person, or you pretend like you are somebody that you're not, as I had a piano teacher that used to tell me every time I told him, oh yeah, I was practicing my skills. He said, okay, it'll come out in the music. And it does. It always comes out in the music, no matter how much you practice. It's the same thing here, right? Udemy, they have thousands of courses online, all self-paced. From the examples here are the Nikon camera, they have the audio training, they have the stage lighting, if you're into AI, and a whole lot more, right? If you take one of these classes, we will reimburse you for the cost. But don't just go do this on your own. Come to us. There's a form, there's a process, there's a system, all right? We want to make sure this is aligned properly. Just go taking random courses, help trying to get reimbursed. All right, that's not how this works. If you do sign up for this reimbursement program, there is a hard deadline. And this is just me. If something is, whether you have communication or not, by this deadline, if something's not done, I'm not reimbursing you. You can go to Brother Dixon, but we'll talk more about that a little bit in the presentation. So this is a great opportunity for you to get trained on some stuff and get reimbursed if you're really interested in moving forward. All right, other opportunities, paid opportunities. So sometimes there's opportunity, or there's events on church grounds that are not necessarily church-centric or sponsored by the church, but they still need media support, and we don't want outside people touching our equipment. All right. So if that comes to that type of situation and you are here, you should be compensated for that, whatever it is. So you need to have one church, you need to be responsive and proactive. You're going to be responsible. On that matrix I talked about, you have to be at least a yellow status, because as soon as you pay for something, that changes the game. Absolutely changes the game. Oh, my phone died and no, I paid for this service, you're not delivering. What's the problem? Does that make sense? Okay. And again, applies to non-Southside events, so weddings, parties, birthday parties, special event spaces, things like that. And we have the WAS back there, right? You all know about the WAS, where these events happen, where that would probably be the case. All right. So benefits of media team. Well, obviously you're serving the Lord, which should be number one, right? You're putting your skill, your talent, your desire to use for him in his kingdom. That's your absolutely number one benefit. Number two, you're going to have access to equipment and software that you may not necessarily have access to in your own life. Okay. Number three, you're going to get training. You will get feedback and possible paid opportunities. You'll get experience from media, audio, video, photo, tech, lighting, and so much more. Whatever media has to offer, if you bring it to me saying, hey, I think we can use this for Southside for this reason to help the vision, I'll put it in, right? I'll put it in for you. So these are some good benefits. So we have the tools, we have the resources. So many of you may know about the Adobe Cloud Suite. We have all that to offer. We have Canva, we have OBS, we have Show Express, we have Udemy, we have Nikon. We have all these tools and things more that you want to bring to us, all right? But we need the people, all right? We need the people, and Kente is down there saying, that's right, we need the right people, Doc. And Chester, who's not here, says we need, not only do we need people, but we need the right people. And that's a very important piece, because now here's where it gets a little bit about me, okay? Now, team has seen this dark slide a lot, but for those who haven't, I'm going to go through it again. And for those online, here you go. So, my name is Stephen D. Holder, and I'm from Buffalo, New York, and I came to Southside in April 2015. I didn't place membership for the first 8 months because I was always moving around. I'm always moving around because I'm a contractor, all right? Now, there's two types of work. There's full-time and there's contractor. Full-time is everything you see there. Full salary, PTO, vacation, holidays, sick days, benefits, retirement, company gatherings, picnics, raffles, all those benefits you get being full-time. Contractor, you just get a paycheck. And that's it. Your feelings don't matter. If you're sick, it doesn't matter. You show up, you get paid. You don't show up, you don't. That's very simple. Do you understand that? All right. Now, I've been a contractor pretty much since going into college, I think. Contractors are first to get laid off, get terminated, get blamed, made fun of. Work isn't credited to you when you do things. You're essentially a line item on somebody's checklist of, I got to pay this person and that's it, okay? Now, I've accepted this because this is who I am as a person. A lot of people are not like this way. They need their benefits, they have kids, they have wives, they have things they have to take care of. I don't want to be out of a job for however long it is. You don't have to necessarily worry about that when you're full-time. But when you're a contractor, there is no 2-week notice. There is no, thank you for your service. It's, you can't log in, oh yeah, you're good, bye. That's it. That is it, okay? Now, I've accepted being a contractor. Now, being a contractor for so long, you start to develop a certain type of personality that can rub people the wrong way. It's just how you're built, right? So as I do my life and coming here in a church, running the team, I need you to not to take it personally, but just understand that it is business. So fast forwarding to this time last year. This time last year, we had somebody on the team who was running the team, and they wound up leaving. There's nothing bad. There's no bad blood. Just didn't work out. And Brother Thomas and Brother Dixon came to me and said, hey, we need somebody to run the team. I said, do you know who I am? Not in a condescending way, not trying to be funny, but it's like, listen, this is how I operate, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And Kente smiled at me, and I said, okay. So that's what happened there. So here's where we're at now. The hierarchy. Now, I know a lot of times in church, people say, I don't want to give titles, and it's all about praising God. Hierarchy, who's in charge? People need to know that. I don't care what people's feelings are. And again, this is that contractor coming out. This is the hierarchy, right? It's the team, it's me, it's Brother Dixon, it's Brother Thomas. That's it. Now, there's no secret that we have people on staff and leadership on the media team, and that's fine. Please come. Anybody else on staff and leadership want to come? Come on down. But on this team, this is the hierarchy. Is that clear? I'm not trying to yell at you. I'm just trying, and I'm trying to set the expectation, because a lot of times people assume, they think this is the way we did it before, this is how it is. No, this is it. Don't go to Candace, don't go to Tiffany, don't go to Sister Thomas, don't go to Quintella, you come to me. I mean, I'm just trying to, again, set the framework, expectations, because if this isn't said, people, especially interested in stuff, they won't know, right? So this is the hierarchy right here. Any questions on that? All right. Now, as I am the leader here, right, I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything, and I need help. So I've been looking out for things and slides to help me in my leadership delivery. So I have slides here. I won't read all of these, but one of the things I will talk on is number 8. If you can't see it, then what it says is deal with toxic behavior swiftly. I'm not sure in a church setting if toxic is the word, although it probably could be. But with me, if I see something wrong, I am going to say something quickly to you, or I'll call you aside. There's been a couple instances where like, hey, listen, we need to talk right now about this. I don't care about what else is happening, because we need to be good, if anything, on a spiritual level, but then also on a professional level, working together as well. I don't know all the answers, right? I've been wrong before. I don't cook, so I love leftovers. Let me know, and I'll take it home and eat it, all right? But if there's anything that's not right, you're going to know about it, okay? You're going to know where you stand. Another chart I really, really like that's actually helping me out is why change fails. Again, in church settings, I think specifically people come with their own way of doing things. And that may be fine up to a certain point, especially when you get some things that are more complex like the media stuff. You know, the way you learned it might work, but if we're moving to something else that changes, people get resistant and they don't want to change. Or what I see a lot, even in work, people will come and they'll work on something and it works really well, but then the management wants to change it a little bit, and now they don't want to change it because they know it this way. But this is the way that we're going, though. You have to be adaptable. So I use this a lot when people are confused, they have anxiety, resistance, frustration. This is really to help me help the team. Another one I like to use is why do teams thrive? Like, I think we have a really good media team, and I think this is part of it. Looking into these, you know, these elements here. Why do teams thrive? They're appreciated, they feel empowered, challenged, mentored, involved, these types of things, all right? I don't want you just coming here, clicking on a slide, and then saying, all right, well, that's it. Like, I want you to be excited. You have to want to come. You should want to come here, all right, and set things up, get things going. And the last one, even the team doesn't know this yet, but it's just another slide. Oh, it's not clicking. There we go. I'm a big write it down person. Doesn't mean you have to be, but if you're working with me, I'm going to expect something written down. You don't got to go deliver no essay, but I want things written down. Just thinking doesn't really help. There's a lot of good ideas that are in the graveyard that never made it to anything. Whereas if you write it down, even if you're 6 feet under, somebody else might be able to take it, right? So just write things down. So saying all that to go to these last couple things here, and then we're going to be finishing up on this, I think. There's 5 different types of leadership. I know 4 only listed. Malachi, don't shut out the 5th one. There's 5 different types of leadership, and I'm going to go through them right here, just so you know who I am if you decide to join the team. There's your results leadership. These are the end results people. All I care about is the end result. I don't care how it happens, right? These are going to be your CEOs. These are going to be your high-level bank people, maybe even military and some. I want this done. That's it. There's going to be your statistical leadership. That's going to be people who say, no matter what's happening in the world, that's fine. What do the metrics say? What direction do we think we're going to be on maybe a probability basis? There's people like that. The whole stock market is based off on that. They're strategic, saying we're going to do A to Y and then do Z, all right? And then there's emotional. Somebody said it's actually relational, where you work off of people's energy and you work that way, all right? Those are different types of leadership. I classify myself in a strategic leadership, right? I like structure. I like regulatory. I like hierarchy. I like writing it down. I like paper trails. I like accountability, evidence, and consistency. That's what I like, okay? I'm a very, I like to think outside of the immediate now, okay? So one of the questions I say all the time is, what happens when you're not here? Because that's what I got to worry about, all right? A lot of times people are just working in their, their tunnel vision. That's fine, doing what they can do, and they kind of want to own that piece, but it's like, no, write it down, because if somebody else is here and you're not, what happens? I'm a big show me person. A lot of times people will say, oh yeah, you can just do it this way. No. Show me. Show me how you do it, because what you're saying may not match up to what I'm receiving. Show me. Just me, again, being in tech, I don't necessarily like I don't knows, because I don't knows indicates failure in training. If you're trained properly, you won't have to say I don't know, typically. And if you have failure in your training, you're going to have gaps in your procedures. And if you have gaps in your procedures, you're going to have poor performance, right? You're not going to complete the circle of effectiveness. So that's the stuff I don't like. Now, again, I'm not always right. I don't know everything, but this is for you to understand where I'm coming from when we're interacting, all right? So my leadership style outcome is pretty much this. The pros are you're going to know where to go to do something. Even if it's not the full picture, you're going to know where to go to at least start. And you're going to know where you stand. You're going to know where you stand with me. I don't like people not knowing what to do. I think that, no, this is what's happening. This is how you're going to do it. This is when you're going to do it. This is the deliverable, and that's it, done. If you don't like that, let me know. I'll find somebody else. If you do like that, then I'll help you succeed. Cons to that is it takes time. Strategically takes so much time, and it's not the answer in all leadership situations. It can take a lot of time to get things done. What was that? This is an example of Mo. One time we were here at service and something wasn't right. I came in and like, yeah, something's not working right. And my first thing, being strategic, was, hey, did somebody follow the checklist? Mo's like, yeah, Stephen, I get that, but we need to figure this out right now. And he was right. So you see, strategic is not the answer to everything. And that's why you need a team of people to work with, right? To give you different angles, okay? All right, and so let's see, it takes time, force the people to be, I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable making you do things. I mean, not uncomfortable to the point where you're upset, but uncomfortable. I'm gonna get you out of your comfort zone, okay? And IT, maybe Tiffany, you know about this, but in IT, when people are working in a position for so long, they start to own certain things and they want to keep it for themselves as their security blanket or whatever you want to call that. I'm going to say no. We need to share this information with people, right? Because when you need help, who do you go to, right? So I can make people feel uncomfortable, and I can come across as condescending. Now, I've been told by a lot of people with this, I'm going to go straight to the top. I've been told by my own mother that, you're not a very nice person. And she doesn't mean that in a negative way, but the way I operate. And you know what? She's right. I mean, she is. And it's not that I'm, trying to make people feel small. I'm trying to set expectations, set frameworks, set direction, set objectives, and be, what's my last verb? Have an answer, I guess, is what I'll use. So if I say anything to you that is condescending or you don't like, let me know. Because if you don't know, I'm going to move on, right? Let me know, please. Nothing is meant to, tear you down or whatever. But again, on my leadership with the accountability and stuff, okay, you said you can do this. The matrix says you can do this. You haven't been here. Which of these three is true? Because something's not adding up, all right? All right, any questions on who I am? All right, so with that, we will have our lunch and social mixer. We have food, I believe Sister Jackson got the stuff in the back conference room. If you're new or you're interested, ask, this is your time to ask other team members how they feel, what they think, are they happy, what do they like, what do they dislike? Ask why should you join? Why do you want to join, right? This is kind of, that's the interest meeting. Now, let's see, is there anything, am I missing anything, Tiffany? Mo, am I missing anything? Okay. We definitely need help on the media team with social media, websites, anything like that. And we're missing that element. There's a lot of people on the team who are just out of that generation to do it, or that know how to do it as effective as you may know how to do it. So we need help in that area. Not only do we have this building, but we have the Wilds building that you've seen where, there's events over there that need to be set up. It'd be nice to get a light show over there. We got Norm working on lights. In the lab. The lab's going to be a great place to really do whatever you want to do. Okay, so with that, we're going to do the 30 mixer, I believe. 1 o'clock should be good, even before 1 o'clock. All right, any questions before we go? Yes. Oh, yeah, we'll do the prayer. Any other questions before we get this food? No? All right, let's pray for the food, and we'll meet back here about 30 minutes or so. Father God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the individuals to be here, for the media team. Pray that what was delivered to them was well received. Pray that this food is well nourishing to our bodies, and that you be with those who are still on our way and those who are online who are still interested in media. And thank you for your son. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, food's in the back. Everybody online started, you can just be on mute, and then I know you probably can't see, but I'll let you know that when they come in.
So that's because we tried to push the PC sound, but ain't nothing coming through.
Yeah, because he's not talking yet, yeah. So I had him, he's going to be mute, and then I'm going to bring him in when it's time.
So when he unmutes, it is coming through the PC sound?
Yes, yes, yeah.
That's what I was trying to
But
figure out
you can mute it right now, because he's not going in yet. I'll come back here, because there's going to be a couple of things.
Well, I mean, if you can just leave it on if he's muted. He can just unmute himself and go.
All right, and let me just, all right, we should be here. Whoa, sorry. So we're back. All right, let me make sure that back to this, and this is here, and Mo, go ahead. Once you get set up, click the actual PowerPoint so I can control this thing. No, I ain't disrespectful. It is cold. It's a little nippy. Yep. I'm good. Are you, Malachi, you can come. Is it, we lost some people? Hope I ain't scare them away. All right. So we're here right now. Okay, so now we're going to go into the meeting. I don't know where Brenda is. Brenda still here, or is she? Oh, okay, all right. Well, I want to make sure we, include her. And Antrell too. Let me just send this WhatsApp text to people. Let's see. Okay. Kind of need her to hear this, so. Well, all right, there we go. All right, so we're going to kind of resume part 2 from the interest meeting now to the team meeting. Now, this one is streamed as well, but it's not going to be as long. So we want to make sure, I'm trying to get other people here, but we're going to keep going because we got to keep moving. So hopefully, like, lunch was good, the mixture was good. You guys got to ask the guys some questions if, this is for you or if not, but please, always ask questions, man. I think we're a very good team, very cohesive. I know I can be a little crass, but it's for the betterment of everybody. So just take that. All right, so we're going to, Mo, click my PowerPoint. There we go. All right, so we're now entering the team meeting, okay? This is actually the team meeting for March of 2025. So, of course, as always, kudos. We always do a kudos to those who have done, good work from before and moving forward. And, oh, great, perfect timing. We try to have these meetings every month. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And with schedules and stuff, we got somebody who travels a lot. We got somebody in military. We're trying to adjust and make things happen accordingly. So just really want to thank everybody for doing what you do and being how you be. So with that, we have our kudos goes to a word from the top. So Mo, go ahead and move that down. And then unmute the sound on the board. And Pastor, you're up.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. Listen, thank you, Steve-O, for allowing me to be part of this event for today with the media team, and appreciative of the work you're doing, and want to just kind of reach out to you all and hope to be there in person, but just wanted to just reach out and just say, thank you to all of you all for the work that you're doing, the progress that we have made, from the beginning to now. We've made a huge leap forward. And that all has to do with your level of commitment. And though we have really curated a really solid online stream with solid sound, solid video, we always want to also move forward with the ideal of how can we get better? How can we continue to develop it? And that's going to take continued commitment from you all, and even the hunger or desire from some of you to say, hey, listen, I want to go further and maybe dig a little bit deeper into this area of audio visual ministry, which is a real thing. It can these skills that you guys have been learning really are marketable skills that can even be used outside of what you do at the church every week. And so I just want to say thank you, Steve-O, since he's come on, especially over the last year and taken on this role. We've seen tremendous progress, tremendous improvement, and I know it's only going to get better because of the skill sets of the people that are in the room. And so we're appreciative, and I just wanted to reach out and just give you guys congratulations, but also to show my appreciation.
All right. Thank you, Pastor. Really appreciate that. Get back safe. They're clapping for you.
Yeah. Thank y'all.
All right. Mo Easy, go ahead and take Pastor off and bring up our PowerPoint again. All right, guys. Thanks, Mo. I think we're good. All right, so now the part that Pastor really wanted to be here for, but couldn't, obviously, as he's traveling, is, drum roll, right? This is, well, actually, he did say it, but this is the first year anniversary of the media team. Now, I know some of you have been here before, but in terms of, I guess, me taking over and kind of going full circle, right? This is like the first year. So with that, we gotta acknowledge that. We gotta acknowledge that a little bit. So we got a little something here, and we were supposed to read all these, but I'm going to do it because, we want to be with Brother Dixon and his family. As you know, the prayer request went out for Sister Dixon and Pastor's traveling. So you have me to do this. So it's the same thing for everybody, but I'm going to read it. Certificate of Appreciation. This certificate is given to your name in recognition of your unwavering dedication, creativity, and excellence in the media ministry. Your hard work behind the scenes ensures that the message is seen, heard, and felt. On this day, March 8th, 2025, we honor and celebrate your commitment to using the gifts to enhance our worship experience, inspiring our congregation, and uplift the kingdom. Your dedication does not go unnoticed, and we deeply appreciate all that you do. With gratitude, Southside Church of Christ, signed Brother Orlando R. Thomas, Senior Minister, Southside Church of Christ, and your boy, Stephen D. Holder, IT Director, Southside Church of Christ. So, everybody has this. I'm going to give this to you now and actually take time to do it. So this is no particular order. So Marcus, no, thank you. Marcus, yeah, you can keep the claps going. You got Michael D. Davis. Michael is traveling. Moise, you got me. Norman Rogers. Sean Alexander. The lovely Miss Brenda Jackson. That person's not here. The man who was quiet as a mouse, but now is holding it down, Solomon Bateman. He is Zachary Cole. So I know Mo has been working with the Cole boys, right? Obviously, they come when they can, but they've been a part of the team and they work when they can. So I want to thank one of them. The man who goes from locks to not to locks to rough hair to not to rough hair, who I don't know what he does. I think he's from Boston, Malachi Green. Hightower. The lady who is really the documentation lady that I got wrong, but I had to correct in front of everybody because I'm a silly person, Miss Antrell Kent. So Mo, this person, he's not 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot, or even 6 foot. This man is a foot and it's foot. Mr. Glenn Bateman. Unfortunately, this person is not here, but he is our minister of music. He is Chester Neal Mayfield Jr. We'll be sure to get that to him after. And this person is not here as well. They are doing some other things, but we'll talk about them. This is James Grant. He is here when he can be, but if not, he's out defending our country. Mr. James Richardson. The other Cole gentleman is not here. I think we're missing somebody. Are we missing somebody? Okay, we got somebody online who's not online, but he's online right now. At least he said he was. Mr. Jeremy Wright. Jay Wright's online. We got somebody here who hasn't gotten one yet, but he is our floor producer, Mr. Marlon Mo Blunt Moeezy.
Appreciate it.
All right, that's everybody. Everybody has a certificate?
Let's get a big round of applause. What was yours at?
Mine is being here and leading you all.
Steven, hold on.
Oh, can't forget the D. Got to make sure you get the D in there. But honestly, guys, we really appreciate everything you've done, and this is big. I mean, a full year. I mean, we had people drop out a month before, and they didn't know this was happening. That sucks, but that's the way it goes. So, yeah, we really appreciate this. Hopefully we can keep things going. I want to keep things going. I think everybody's doing well in their position. Always work to do, always improvement to be made. But being able to stay a year with me I think, is something to say. So, Brother Thomas really, he was happy to sign these, excited to sign these. I'm going to sign them, of course. You guys are my team. I love you all. And, yeah, that's it. All right, so let's get to it. No, we're good. All right, so again, just our 2024 team. 1 year completed. That's the kudos. So kudos to everybody is this month's kudos, all right? All right, remember our upstream support. So me, of course, and then Tiffany for anything logistically mattering with the ministry. Logistically mattering with the ministry, you can go to Tiffany. And of course, Brother Dixon, and then our firewall at Brother Thomas or Brick Wall. But this is our upstream support. This is, oh, yeah, I want to talk about this. I had this last time at the other meeting, but I forgot to mention it. Okay, if at any, and I know things get tight. I know Mo gives a great example. When we're great, we're high-fiving and fist bumping and stuff like that. But when things get bumpy, don't talk to me, right? That's how we feel. I know that's how I feel sometimes. But we got to push through. If at any time you are uncomfortable to the point where you no longer want to do this, right? And it could just be for the day, not indefinitely. But anything that's impeding you from working, you're against something, you disagree with something, whatever it is, it's okay. Just stop what you're doing and walk away from the station. It doesn't mean you're leaving the ministry team. Doesn't mean we're kicking you off. It just means, hey, listen, this is a time right now that there's a disagreement. I want A, you want B, we don't agree. So just stop from your station and walk away. It's going to be okay. In the thralls of production, when we're doing service, it's not the time if there's a disagreement to have, an education or a handoff, or it's going to cause more tension. Just step away. I'll take care of everything else. All right. I'm only saying that because I don't want anything. I mean, we've had run situations where we were, frustrated. I think one of the mics wasn't working one time, and it's frustrating, right? Because it makes us as a team look bad. If you're ever at that point where you strongly disagree, I don't want to discount your feelings, but I still have to move the team forward. So my ask is that you just step away, and then we can talk offline. If I tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, be removed from your station just for right now, it's okay. We'll talk about it. So I want to talk about that. And then the last part here is no matter how trivial you think your issue is, do not go to the preacher, okay? Don't go to him with anything media related right before he has to go on stage. Because in your mind, you have something you want to tell him. Maybe you're mad at me. Maybe you don't want to talk to Brother Dixon, whatever it is. You want to go to him so you feel heard. Problem with that is now the preacher has to go in front of 500 people and preach on his heart that you're upset. That's not what we want, even if it's true. So if you have something you're upset about, or you have something you want to talk about, you don't feel comfortable about, do not go to him, especially before service, all right? If you don't want to come to me because of whatever, that's fine. I respect that. Go to Kente, Brother Dixon, all right? But do not go to the preacher, okay? All right, so next is remember we were good, Mo. What happened? Was it battery? No, it's working. All right, we're back up. All right, thanks, Mo. Okay, so yeah, don't go to the preacher if anything media related. All right, downstream support. So I changed this slide a little funny here. So your first point of contact is really the WhatsApp group, right? You already know this. Mo is our floor producer, so you'll go to him if you have any questions. And of course, James and Mike, you can go to them as well. And I moved the ticket all the way to the end as your downstream support. This is anything within the ministry that you need to address. All right, of course, remember our goal. What's our goal? We're getting there. Each other meeting, we're getting better and better cohesively, to say for those. You want to do it remember our goal. Can people hear the preacher in the sanctuary? That's always the bottom goal. Doesn't matter anything else. All right. Now, from the top, of course, Brother Thomas did speak to us from his travels, because he knew this was important. But again, outsourced website, looking for help. Very excited about the photo ministry, looking at radio ministry from a distance. Radio is not an official ministry yet, okay? Sean and I and Norm, we did do that podcast. We're going to do another one, I hope, I pray, right? It was really good. I think it was cool. We learned a lot. Not necessarily an official ministry yet, but it has gotten attention, okay? It has gotten attention, and I'll say more about that in a little bit. Reminder, you want YouTube thumbnails to model the sermon graphic and not the theme graphic. And, not Julio, I'm sorry. What's your name again? Jameer, and you're Julio. Julio and Jameer, all right. So this is where we need help, social media help. Pastor is saying we need social media. Do you do social media as well? You do? So we got 2 people on the team that do social media. Listen, I don't know about it beyond a Facebook post. Most of the people here, same. If you all know more, please, pastor is looking for help. I'm looking for help. The Southside Church of Christ in Durham, North Carolina is looking for your help with social media. You can easily fit in here. There is a fire bullet point. It means it's been hot on his list for a while, okay? So this is where you can fit in very easily. Also need help with video creation. We will train. Video creation is like you see the shorts, like the short, quick clips or whatever. Needs help with that. He will train. Again, I don't know too much about it, but I know that it's something that pastor wants. All right, communication and disconnects. Here we go. Back to accountability. All right, now there's a caution slip hazard sign on this one because it's still clunky and we're still working with it, but we need to keep moving forward. As you are getting these messages in your text or emails to sign up for events, please look at them. I know how they come in right now is it's showing like just the date and media support. You have to really click into it to see what it is, okay? You can decline them, it's gonna be okay, but I need to start getting some sort of measuring ability of who's gonna be covering here, okay? I'm serious when I say, especially for major events, like homecoming, if I don't know you're working and you show up day of, like, all right, I'm ready to work, 10 minutes before homecoming, go sit in the audience. I don't want you working because I rather have control of people who I know are here and committed and signed up than those who are just aimlessly wanting to do their own thing, no accountability. And I get it, you are your own person, you can do it. But if I don't know anything, I'm not gonna want you working, okay? So I know it's clunky, but just work with us. When you get those texts and emails, click into it, see when the date is, because it's not always Sunday, all right? It may be Sunday or Wednesday, or maybe in a special event, Boys to Men, event in the Waz, anything like that. All right, so just check into it and we can go through a training with Tiffany. She left now, but if we need to do it, we can do a training with Tiffany. All right, yes, so everybody get our WhatsApps. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3 all in. This is just to prove that everybody is indeed on the group chat. Oh, I did it wrong. Well, I said all I, yeah. All right, we got Glenn, we got Brenda, we got Norm, we got Moeezy, DJ, Sean, Alexander. Marcus. Solomon, we gotta take your photo. I knew it, I keep missing you. Before you leave, we gotta take your photo in the WhatsApp. Anybody else? Who else was? All right, we missed 2 people left, so I don't know if they're coming back. But again, this is just to make sure that you are in the WhatsApp group and in the know. This is another reason why I don't typically stream meetings, because most activity is going to happen in this chat, and the meeting is kind of where we kind of level set and come back together. Right? So if you're not in the chat, if you're not checking emails, if you're not checking your texts, coming to a meeting is not going to bring you all the way up to speed. So that's for those online watching, that's why I don't typically share or stream these meetings, because things change so fast, okay? Now, another tactic I read in these books is from when you just sent this 1, 2, 3 all in, from the last time you communicated in the chat, that gives me a reference point of how involved you are. No, it's not 100% accurate, right? Maybe you just don't need to be called in. Maybe something didn't apply to you, but it lets me know that you're in the chat. So then if there's no activity for a certain amount of time, I know for sure you're not checking something. Okay, we gotta have a conversation. It's gonna be very, very hard to be on this team and not be in communication with everybody, all right? So there's that. All right, let's keep moving. Some of this is gonna be quick. Checklists and process locations, you already know this. Now, what you don't know is Norman, Brenda, Solomon, and Mike have all done some procedures for us, which is the blue folder, right? Essentially, how do you operate something? The red is just to get it working and get it online. Blue is actually the steps that you need to do some things, right? Now, like Mo said, this is not a training manual This is just guidelines to help you. So I'm going to start filling those blue folders with those procedures, okay? And if, if something's not right, go to the author. I want people to write their names on the documents that you create that we all use, because I can't do everything, right? You all have expertise in your area. If you're filing a document and something's not right, something's missing, tell the author so then they can update it so then the whole team benefits, all right? All right, again, your checklist read, I want it done all the time. Again, assuming that you are not sure what's going on, always go through the checklist, want at least P1 done all the time. We're still doing our one-on-one sessions. I believe that's going well. Still going to get with all of you for the ones who I missed. Again, our communication with the skill matrix. Then I have not yet posted the new matrix, but it will be posted shortly. Okay. Don't forget your projects. All right. There's some of you who have projects who have not said anything about them, and I haven't forgot about it, but I'm looking at it. I'm looking to see where you're at in doing your project. I had somebody said I didn't know I was up there. I didn't say this, but my tone was, I don't believe you, because there's a cork board and your name's posted there with your photo. If you're not checking it, then you need to check it, okay? So don't forget your project. If you don't want to do your project, let me know. Don't just say nothing. Don't say anything. Make sure you do something and are aware of what's kind of going on. Otherwise, we can't move forward. All right, rotational schedule. All right, so I actually terminated this because this is not going to work with this team. People have to do what they want to do, not what they're scheduled to do, if that makes sense, okay? But it is replaced with the church signups. So before it was going to be a rotating schedule where you are assigned to do this. That's not what it is anymore. Now it's an email that goes out or a text, and then you sign up for what you want to do, okay? All right, attendance. Again, we're still kind of working on this a little bit, but we're doing attendance. This is not punishment. It's just attendance to make sure I can do checks and balances, all right? And of course, number one is getting in the sanctuary. So Norm and Mo, I know I've talked to you guys a little bit, but even as early as tomorrow or this month, I want, either one or both of you, well, maybe not at the same time, but be off. Don't work. Come into the sanctuary. I'm not trying to control your worship, but I don't want you to work so much where it starts becoming a job for you that you feel like you have to be here, okay? So I want you all to, not work and ideally participate in worship, the full worship experience. And I know it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, and I got to say this. It's two people who are not here, but I would say it to them if they were here. So what do I got next anyway? Okay, yeah, actually, all right. I'm going to come back to this in 1 second because it's going to connect here in a second. All right, attendance report. I'm still working on it, but it's coming. All right, team update and upcoming events. All right, there's no secret. All right. Oh, turn this off. All right, Sam's off the team. All right, nobody didn't see that as being a surprise. Okay, I'm turning the mic off because I don't want people's names out there like that. Sam's off the team. He hasn't been here. If he's sick, I understand that. But I can't let that change operations. Okay, so he'll be removed from the project and all that, but he's out. All right, if he comes back, Marcus, he's not allowed in that room until he talks to me. If he wants to, may not want to. No dead weight. All right. The second part is, all right, James. We all know James. We love James, love him to death. So James is on the team, but James has direction from leadership to other James, not James Richardson. James E. Grant is, he's like, what do I do? James E. Grant is on the team. We love him to death, but he has instruction from leadership to handle some other affairs. Okay, so what that means is that he may not necessarily be at the graphic station as much as he has been, which, it's good and bad. It was bad because we're kind of losing a body, but he's still on the team. But it's good because now it opens up the door for any of the young people, any new people wanting to get in the graphic station and start working out on the graphics, okay? So that's the team update. Now, going back to this slide here with Norm and Mo being off, and everybody, right? But, so Malachi and James, they both do graphics, and I've seen this, and I would say this even if they were here, okay? It's nothing bad, it's anything, it's just how you operate. Malachi was doing graphics, and one Sunday he was doing graphics, and typically, when the preacher is talking about a Bible verse, you should get it on the screens. We all know that, right? Okay. So Malachi was doing it, and the preacher was preaching, and the verses weren't on the screen, right? Now, I'm back there in the lab or in the media room. Malachi's working, and Sean's doing board. Mo and his team are in the video room. And it is a considerable amount of time that the scripture is not being on the screen. James gets up and goes into the room and says, hey, tell him he needs to put the scriptures on the screens. And me being me, I didn't cut him off at the knees, but I just said, he'll be okay. And James was like, yeah, well, we got to get the scripture on the screen. He'll be okay, is my response. Are you all following this? Okay. James goes back and sits down, and eventually Malachi does get the scripture on the screen. Very important reason why I did that. Number one, again, we can train you only so much. At some point, the training wheels have to come off. You understand that? At some point, they have to come off. So while James had pure intentions of getting up and telling Malachi, hey, you got to put the scriptures on the screen when the preacher's preaching, yeah, but Malachi's been here for, how long you been here? 2 years. On graphics, at least 1. By this time, he shouldn't need a hand-holding. What you probably need is the preacher to say, hey, where's my scripture? Because that'll get you going. Now, I know it's a kick in the teeth to the whole team as a whole, but you've been here 2 years? And I'm not yelling at you, Malachi. I'm just giving an example. All right. He's smiling. He's smiling. But yeah, no. So it wasn't I was trying to shut James down, telling him to come up. But yeah, you're off today. Go sit down. Again, I go back to my leadership. What happens when you're not here? To James or Solomon or Norm or James? What happens when you're not here? Somebody who's running the graphic station or any station, they have to know what to do at a certain point. And you can't always be handheld, all right? So, and I would probably do that with, a lot of you. I probably do that with some of you, actually, if not all of you, unless it's a brand new station. So to James, it wasn't to cut him down when he got up and walked around in the back to say, put the scriptures on the board, and it wasn't to cut Malachi down for not putting the scripture on the board, but it was to say, okay, listen, going back to that matrix, if you say you're green and he's talking about a scripture and you don't have it up, where's the disconnect, right? We got to measure this, okay? Now, I'm saying all that to go back to Norm and Mo. When you guys are off, it's going to be very hard not to get up and do something. I know it is. I know it's for me. It's for James, right? We all want the service to be fluid with no issues. And I want you to partake in service with no issues. But when problems arise and you're not working, do not get up. I know it's going to be tough. You're going to grit your teeth. You're not going to want to do it. I know what it is. But what happens if you weren't here and this was happening? We have to go from training to, again, taking the training wheels off and letting you figure it out. All right? So that's the issue. So Norman and Mo, you don't have to be off this Sunday unless you want to be, but I do we're still 8th of March. Both of you should be off at least one day this month. Okay? You can pick whichever day it is. Just put it in the chat and, whatever it is. But yeah. So I just wanted to go back on that. It's really hard, but we're going to be okay. We're continuing to be okay. We've been okay all the way up to this point. We're going to be okay continuing on. Just enjoy service. Try and, take it in. All right. Team events, so James and the other person. Okay, so upcoming events. All right, upcoming events. We have the passport photo thing. I believe, Brenda, you've been working with Tiffany. We have April and Glenna, obviously. Yep. April 1st. Okay, not fools though, right? Okay. So guys, listen, this is going to be big. This is publicity for the photo ministry. Okay, I know, again, once you start doing things, people start asking questions. They would want to get involved. We're going to do a passport profile. I believe Brenda and Glenn are going to work on black and white backdrops. Okay, it's going to be very straightforward, just a headshot like you see here. No filters, no edits, no adjustments. Best of 3, right? Click, click, click. Which one do you want? Next. Click, click, click. Which one do you want? Next. That's it. And we want to start, getting our tools out there. Yes? April 5th. That's right. Yeah, this is all internal, so we're okay. They didn't have April 5th. But so obviously Brenda and Glenn will be doing photography. If anybody new wants to kind of shadow them, that's fine. If anybody wants to help kind of cue people in, I believe it's going to be one day. It's not going to be multiple days. So you sign up. I'm going to give you a list of instructions, what you need to do. That's it, right? Open and close door. We will be emailing these people photos immediately, so no waiting after. So while Glenn and Brenda are doing the photos, we would need a media resource to intake. Hey, what's your name? Sister Jones. Okay, what's your email? Okay, go to them. Just like you would go to any other photo studio, Sears or JCPenney, I don't know. But somebody writes your name down, you go to the photographer, they take your picture, which one do you like? Thank you for your service, thank you for your time, and then off you go, okay? Now, in addition to this, everybody else is gonna be common headshots. I want the media team to do the same thing that they do in the staff photos up there, where we all have our headshots as professional media people, okay? I wanna do name and title like everybody else. I'm gonna give us a cork board right in our lab. So now we don't have to be here to April 5th because we're the media team, but we all do kind of want to be together, right? We want to be together when we take these professional shots. So get your hair did, get your cut, get your nails, whatever, and be ready. It's just headshot though, so shoulder up, okay? Anything I missed on that, Brenda or Glenn? Good, okay. All right, new announcement protocol. So the go live folder, the go live folder Sunday, the folder used for Sunday Go Live. That seems to be working, okay? Leadership, staff are putting into the folder what they want displayed. We are taking from the folder to be displayed, all right? Before it was a wreck. Now it's a little bit organized. There's announcement graphic, sermon graphic, and that's it for what we're doing. Now, the only thing we still need to work on is the naming. So it's our responsibility to name the files to something that we're gonna recognize if we're working the graphic station. Okay, before they were labeled with dates, you didn't know, it would be acronymed, and you don't know it's, Community Day. It's not bad, it's just the way it is. We have to name it to something that we know. A lot of times, Brother Dixon may give us a list of announcements in the order. They may not be in that order. So if you name it something that you recognize, it's gonna be better for everybody, instead of just whatever they put in. Does that somewhat make sense if you're working graphic stations? Okay. Mo, anything I missed on that? Okay. All right, song protocol. We're still working on this. We get the songs from Chester and or Kenitra or other people. Again, prayers for the Dixon family as Kenitra is recovering. But we're still working on our song protocol, okay? Photo protocol, aside from April 5th, we're still working on a way to kind of get people involved with that, or sending emails, or when people take pictures, they want their pictures. Aside from April 5th, we're trying to figure out the easiest way for that to happen, and we're still working on that process. Mo easy. You gotta head out? All right, man. Thank you.
Guys, I see you guys tomorrow. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so okay, so in case you didn't hear, Sister Jackson said the idea she came up with was for events, she just take a picture with their own phone so they have it instantly, right? Which is, might be a great temporary solution that might move into permanent, but we're still working on the process right now. But until then, Brenda and Glenn have, kind of control on how those offset events work, all right? All right, again, new mobile equipment. Sometimes we use sometimes we use the tablet or the laptop. When they're returned to us, we don't charge them. So the next time we go to use them, they're empty, not charged. Let's just try to get in the habit of charging our equipment. Okay, Media Lab. So this is some very interesting news here, but I can't talk here or see anything about it, but I can give you this graphic. I think it's good news, all right? We do have our push lock, so we'll be able to install, Chester is going to install that. And we got our camera. These are signed off by leadership that we're gonna get this in. So once he puts those in, everybody will have the code, it'll be the same code. And if somebody leaves the team, we'll change the code just like they do anywhere else. But instead of having like 20 different codes, we'll have one code shared among everybody. And if somebody leaves, we'll change it the next time. But this will allow you access to the studio to do whatever your heart's content wants to do, okay? Photo, lighting, streaming, radio, whatever it is. But there's some interesting news coming for the lab, so just keep that in mind. All right, now, a little bit uncomfortable, but Brother Dixon, he's asked me a couple times, where are we with this Pro Presenter, right? We've had it for a while, and there hasn't been much activity, all right? And this might be me being me. I got a station set up in the lab right behind the main station, and we have it in the lab, okay? And I think Antrell put it on a computer years ago in the studio over there. Nobody's doing anything with it, all right? Half of the battle, I think, is, hey, where's your initiative? That's me saying, hey, where's your initiative? You may not want to do it. That's very fair. The other half of the battle might be like, well, my initiative is not here because I'm not trained on it. But then my rebuttal to that is, yeah, but you're not here. You know my thing. How many weeks are there in a year? 52. How many Sundays are there in a year? 52. At best, you're here 40 of those Sundays. And if you want to push the envelope, at best, you're here 15 of those Sundays on time. So if you're not here for the whole amount of time, it's going to be very hard to get proper training. Because I could see leadership saying, all right, we want us to train this person, but based on your attendance records, they show up late. They don't stay long. They leave early. A lot of people who show up early, open everything up, that's great. They're also, once they finish their job, they leave, but there's still work to be done. Here's another example, and I promise you, I'm not picking on James, but he's here. He does a lot of work. A while ago, there was a problem with the matrix that controls all the TVs in the building, right? And I think I told this already, but I'll tell it again. And we almost bought a new matrix. It's a piece of sizable dollar amount for a matrix. James comes in here one day on his own time, and he figures out that there's a wire that's loose or whatever that's happening, and he runs a wire from A to B, and the matrix is working again, okay? Question, did he resolve the problem? Okay, you say he did? Anybody else? I mean, it's only a yes or no. Okay. Is there, no, nobody I'm not going to yell at nobody. All right. So let me put it this way. James solved the immediate need of the matrix being fixed. Yes. But he didn't solve the problem because the wire is running through the middle of the hallway. It's been like that for almost 8 months. Now, it may not make a difference to you because you all have 2 good feet. But there's a young man who broke his leg a while ago, and he had a little crutch thing, right? And for him, even though he's young, when he got to that area, he literally had to take his crutch, stop, lift up, put down, and walk over again. Now, to us, we don't have our legs broken, so it's fine. But to him and to more of our senior members, that cord's an issue. It's been an issue for 8 months, all right? It's not taking I promise you, it's not taking anything away from James because he had to come here on his own time and trace that wire and figure out how to get it to work. You solved the issue, but you didn't really find the full solution. Because it's not that young man that broke his leg. It's older people with crutches or canes, anything that you use to help yourself, right? So I don't know where to go with that, right? I mean, again, like I said, strategic. It's going to take time to get that wire from where it is now. Got to go up in the attic, trace it over, bring it down, route it all the way. It takes time. And I could have done it too, right? But that wire's been sitting there for at least 8 months, at least. So when it comes to the Pro Presenter, I could see our point of saying, hey, we want good training, but I could see their point of you. Not that you haven't done anything, but you're necessarily, I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong words to offset people, but I think you understand the essence of what I'm trying to say. Is that true? Okay. So, again, we still want Pro Presenter. We still want to move forward with Pro Presenter, but, I mean, it might be a thing where, even if it's me just going through it, because it's no secret that I know that you got to show people stuff. Click here, do this 5, 10, 20 times before they'll do it by themselves. And it's not a dig, it's just the nature of the beast. So if you're interested in a pro presenter, there is training. It's free, it's limited, but it's more than what we have. There is a station behind the main station right now, and it is available. And don't forget about the lab. Okay, I still want this. I know Mo said, and I know he just left, but I want something to indicate to people to move the mic closer to their mouths. That's just a problem, I think. And I know with whatever we have now, the new clock might be able to do it, but it doesn't. We need something like this to get their attention to move the mic. That guy, Brother Davies, was doing a thing, Black History, and literally for 10 minutes he was down here like this with his mic. Nobody could hear him, but nobody wants to say anything. I'll say something. But yeah, so I want this graphic done. If somebody can do it, great. If not, that's okay. Again, for the, always want to have some sort of in-house music for events at the WAS, all right? Marcus did that last time at the members dinner. Review policy, if you do sign up for things on that list, you're expected to do it start to end. That means come in early, set up, execute, shut down, then leave. Not come early, then leave. If you have something conflicted, don't come. Don't sign up. Or at least sign up and say, hey, listen, I want to come, but I have to leave at a certain time. That at least gives us an option to say where we can place certain people. All right? Okay, again, a lot of expenses. This is not a Southside sponsored part right here. It's essentially me asking for money. If we all put in $5 for 1 month, we have $50. From the time I put this slide up till now, we would have had, I think it's $350 or $300, something like that. And we could have bought something, all right? That's just there, because if it's not there, you won't know about it. Next thing, church conference. All right, so I'm signing up for this today. All right, if it was attached to my computer, I'd do it right in front of you, but the way we set up, it's not gonna happen. But I'm buying my ticket today. If you have been saving since the first time I put this slide up, you would have $300, okay? The early bird ends 3:15. This is that church conference in DC, and Southside's not covering the cost, but if you're interested in going, let me know. I'm buying my ticket today. Early bird ends the 15th. It's going to be talks about technology for all types of churches across the nation, not just Church of Christ, whoever's going to be there. And it's something to really get involved in, I think. As I say before, you want to go to different churches, because if you stay at one church for too long, you start thinking your church is the right church and only church, right? But there's other churches out there that are doing things differently. Did I say that too fast? You understood? Okay. All right, so there's that. Okay, in roundtable team discussion. Now, Mo left already. The only thing I have for roundtable is, again, the WAS Media Cart is there, has a checklist. Make sure you follow it. Expand your knowledge by going to other churches, to increase your own faith and to see what they're doing technologically. And tell me what you like. And open for roundtable at this time. Any questions? Okay, well, I don't believe that, so you know me being me, so I'm going to go to everybody. Sean, you got anything?
I just have a concern with our praise team.
Okay.
We've had there have been a couple of Sundays where the mic has been, under the pew or something like that, and they're like, hey, we're missing soprano.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone said to them just about, hey, just make sure you're really looking before you come to us and say, hey, y'all didn't put out the mic.
Yeah. I think we did get some feedback or two on that issue a little bit ago. I don't have a direct answer for that, and Chester's not here to mention it, but I know that I can bring it to his attention again, because it was an issue. But yeah, all of our stuff I want all of our stuff to be set in such a way that it's not us. And some of you don't remember, but I do. When Brother Davies was here, we had a problem with that audio. It was not us. I made sure of that. And they go, oh, it's okay. No, it's not okay. We got to figure out what's going on. Yes.
The other alternative to that, we could just leave the mics in the room and tell them to come get the mic when they come in.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to wonder where the mic is.
Yeah, I think that's going to cause too much traffic where we're at, people coming and going, or people getting different mics. Again, I like clean and cut, and it can be open for discussion. This is a round table. I like clean and cut. If our position is we take the mics from A, we put them at B, and our position is done until we close, that's clean. That's a clean break for me. One second, brother, Sister Jackson, I'll come to you. Mm-hmm. And that's what Sean's talking about, right? I don't know, and Chester's not here, but that's what you're talking about, right? So that's what he's talking about. He's bringing it to the team here because we take them, again, the checklist, take the mics, put them there, take the mics, put them back, done. So I'm not there, I don't know, but my suspicion is somebody's taking something, getting distracted, putting it down, and then forgetting that they took it and went and got another one. And now this microphone's lost, but it's our fault. But it's not our fault because we have a checklist and our process is clean. I mean, it might just be something that, Chester has to talk with them about. It's not bad, just got to figure it out. One second, Marcus. Norm. Oh, for Wednesday? So Tiffany and I are still working on that portion. I'm thinking the answer ultimately is going to be yes, okay, ultimately, but right now we are still working through it, all right? Guys, signing stuff, at a point where we're at right now, the complexity of the media team is great that it's complex, but we need to have coverage. And last minute stuff is not what I'm about, really. All right, Marcus, did you have something?
What I'm seeing, it could be a problem. That's what I'm mentioning. When they're through mics,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we have to
Help? Oh, hunt for our mics?
yes,
Oh, you mean after service?
right.
Okay. So,
Right. So I'm just mentioning that now so that we can think about the process.
that's a good point. I didn't actually think about that. Yeah, so if you didn't hear him, or for those online, question was, or statement was, after service, if the mics get lost, the media team is the people that are hunting for them, and that just takes time away. Good point. I didn't think about that. Again, that'd be something for a Chester bounce to bring it to him. All right. Anything else, Sean? Okay. Marcus, do you have anything? Round table? Okay. James, you have anything round table? Antrell, you have anything round table? No? Okay. You can come back and say yes. It's not, just getting through things. Norm, any questions or any comments, concerns, round table? Good. Brenda, any round table? Glenn, any round table? Solomon, any round table? I know his name. No, hold on. Not Julian. Gabriel, not Gabriel. What's it start with? J-Man. No? Jeremiah, all right, what is it? Jameer, all right, well, you're here, my friend. So, any questions, round table? Julio? Is that Julio? It is Julio. Oh, yeah, okay. Julio, do you have any questions about round table? No. All right. How do you all feel about the interest meeting? I didn't scare you away. You okay? You feel good? Y'all coming back? All right. So with that, I'm going to let our executive minister have a few words, if he wants to have a few words, and we'll get out of here and dismiss in prayer. I don't have you want a mic? Oh, I'm sorry. So while he goes and does that, but yeah, guys, listen. This has been a full year of, under me, and I know I'm difficult. I know I'm a rough person, but I'm actually a heart. I'm a heart at a heart. I care about all of you. I appreciate all what you all do. It makes drastic changes, like Pastor said on the call. Tremendous strides from where we are to where we're going, and each one of you are very vital to this team. And please just keep doing what you're doing. EP.
Testing. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, family. How y'all doing? Good, good. Have y'all had a great day so far? Good, good. Was the food good? Okay, I missed the food. I got here at the wrong time, I tell you. Well, again, I'm not sure. You said Pastor spoke also? He called in? Okay, fantastic. Well, I won't be long. I want to, of course, echo sentiments and say thank you for all you have done. I was hoping to see, I'm glad to see we do have 2 new faces in the house, so that's good as well. I'm sure Pastor may have alluded to it, but of course where we're headed, maybe. Did he tell y'all where we're headed? Okay, well, anyway, we just want to make sure that this, that our media is everything, right? So we know that Sundays is a big day. And as you spoke about having coverage for all the other events and days that we have, where we're headed, of course, and people online, they can see too, okay, and that's fine. But of course, where we're headed is not to be limited. We're headed to be unlimited. So there would be nothing that we couldn't do. So the idea, of course, is whatever else it is in media that you can pick it up. You know, continue to grab new things that you can bring in and try to, let's be clear, of course, 2 things. 1, grab it. 2, we have to find a way to integrate it. What we don't want to do is, take our current systems and throw them out, because our systems were created. We have to find a way to integrate new things. But new things are necessary. Our current setup may be antiquated. Both sides of the room, we might just be used to it. Don't get comfortable. The idea, of course, is media changes. Our components are going to change. Our networking is going to change. The CPUs change. The graphics change. All of these things are always changing. If we're not changing, then we're the problem. So continue to stay flexible. And of course, again, echoing sentiments, great job putting us where we are. Thank you on behalf of leadership, and I'm sure Brother Thomas has already said it. Thank you very much for standing in the gap and making sure that we are able to do what we are able to do. But again, we want to look forward to more. We want to integrate our social media pieces into the media team. We want to do more in that area. So we have folks, they have to see themselves in the media team. They are social media folks, but they have to see this as part of it. So if you have skills or know folks in those areas, we want that as well. So many other things. Anything you can think of, we want it. We did mention the radio. We talked about some time ago, because we have that ability. But again, integrating it into our system is where it becomes difficult. What's most important right now versus what's most important later, and where are we is always a question. Where are we right now? So keep up the good work. I think that's all I really have. Any questions for me? Any thoughts, any things that we could do better as far as making sure things happen and are communicated from our end? Okay. Nothing online? Okay. All right. Well, thank you again.
Line, because I turned it off. That's no questions online. No, it's fine. But all right, everybody, that's it. It's 10 to 2. Let's pray and get out of here, okay? Father God, thank you for this day you have given us. Thank you for these individuals who have come here to learn about media and to see how we can further your kingdom with our talents and our skills and our commitment to you, Father. Pray you be with those who are still traveling. Pray you be with those who are away but wanted to be here. Pray with those who are online. Please be with us throughout our daily lives as we continue to serve you as always. In your son's precious name we pray. Amen. All right, everybody.